change, as we know, is posing a serious threat to the planet and is expected to have a permanent impact on our environment.
And even one of the toughest plants on Earth is facing an uncertain future. The cactus, known for being able to thrive in some of the driest and hottest areas, may be reaching its limit. A new study estimates in the next 30 years, global warming will put 60%, that is 60% of the world's cacti, at a greater risk of extinction.
So for more on all of this, we want to bring in Mikhail Pilit. He is a PhD candidate at the University of Arizona in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. He's also a member of IUCN Species Survival Commission, Cactus and Succulent Plants Specialist Group. That's a mouthful, but Mikhail, we're so happy to have you with us because, boy, if the cactus can't make it in climate change, what hope is there for the rest of us? So can you break down this report for us a little bit?
So there's this common conception of cacti just occurring in deserts in South America, in the southwestern United States, but that's actually not the case. There's about 1,500 cactus species, and they occur all the way from southern Canada to southern South America. And so in this project, we looked at a large chunk of them, over 400 species, to see how they would respond to climate change. So most species are adapted very closely to the conditions that they live in the wild. And so we found even for cacti, which have that common image of being able to deal with whatever you can throw at them, that they would actually do quite poorly under climate change, which is very alarming. And so this goes for species all across the Americas.
You know, I'm curious, what larger ramifications might the potential extinction of cacti have on the ecosystems they're a part of? Because it's not just one thing.
Yeah, so for example, here in the American Southwest, we have the saguaro cactus, which is this big tree-like cactus. And hundreds of species depend for their survival on cacti. And so if cacti don't do well, then that might have very important negative consequences on the other species that depend on them for their survival. And more generally, in terms of all ecosystems on Earth, with the impacts of climate change, we're going to be seeing tremendous changes, and we don't always know what they will look like.
So your projections are looking, what, like 30 years out? You're looking at 2050, is that right? When you talk about areas of the world where cacti might not survive, and as Nancy brought up, then larger ecosystems might become weaker, are we projecting a globe that will simply have regions that are uninhabitable?
No, not necessarily. We'll definitely see a reshuffling of the species that can occur in certain regions, and we will definitely see some regions have less diversity of plants and animals in general. And so, for example, in this study, we found that most of the areas where we expect the biggest decreases in diversity are actually the areas that have the highest richness right now. So some of the most biodiverse regions are the ones where we're expecting to see the biggest changes in the next few decades, as you mentioned, but our projections do go up to the end of the century.
Wow, these changes in the next few decades, that's coming down the pike really quickly. Let's hope we can change some of this. All right, Mikhail Pilit, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.